John so much.
I'm Stefan Melnick. Welcome to Coming Soon, the CIS Journalism Club movie review show. Now, on today's show, we are going to be, first of all, reviewing a movie that's out in theaters right now. And second of all, we're going to be listing some movies that are coming out later this month that might be worth a look. So,
all right. So out in theaters these coming weeks is Wes Anderson's adaptation of Roald Dahl's beloved children's story, Fantastic Mr. Fox. A great film, definitely.
It's a bit non-standard. It's an animated film, but it's not computer animation. It's actually stop-motion animation. So it's a form of animation in which you have your characters as models. You have little models of them, and then for each individual frame, you move. If you want the arm to move, you would move it just a tiny bit, and then you change the frame, and then you move it just a little more. So when you put all the frames together in the end, it looks like it's actually moving, except you have to do this all the time over the entire movie, so it's a very time-consuming process.
It works out great in the end, though.
Absolutely, the visual style.
The visual style is excellent.
But there's also the incredible voice cast. It's got George Clooney, Meryl Streep, Bill Murray, Willem Dafoe,
yes.
Michael
Gambon.
Michael Gambon's the new Dumbledore, and yeah, it's just a pretty good time. But don't go in expecting a standard animated movie.
It certainly has Wes Anderson's touch. If you are a fan of any of his other movies, perhaps Royal Tenenbaums,
or Darjeeling Limited, Bottle Rocket, that kind of thing. It has
this unique style to it, a unique soundtrack, scripting, all that. It's a good time.
Yeah. So on this show we have 3 levels for movie ratings. So the first is watch it in theaters. The second is wait for it on DVD, and the third is walk out of it. So, watch it, wait for it, walk out. Which do you say?
Definitely watch it.
Watch it? That's what I say too. Watch it. It's a fine animated film, and it's PG. It's at Forum and Stadium. That is Hollywood at the moment. So, absolutely go see it. It's a fine film. Okay. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is some movies that are coming out later in December that will probably be worth the look. Now, we're going to talk about 3 movies in particular. Now, all 3 of these are rated PG-13 as far as I know. The first is Avatar, which is coming out as, we think right now, on December 18th. Now, this is the new movie from director James Cameron, who's the director of Titanic and Terminator movies and The Abyss. So, he's very good at directing things on a large scale and very good at directing action. In this movie, he takes on science fiction as he did in Terminator, and it frankly looks quite epic at this point. I wasn't so impressed at first, but now it's looking like it might be pretty good. So that's one to possibly watch out for. It's apparently one of the most expensive movies ever made, so we'll have to see how it does.
Quite epic.
If it makes back its money. Anyway, the next movie to look out for in December is 9, which is not number 9, nor 999, nor any of the other movies like District 9 that had 9 in the title. We got a lot of those movies this year.
Oddly, yes.
There were a lot of movies that had 9 in the title, but this one is 9, the word. And it is, in fact, a film adaptation of 9, the musical, which is a 1980s musical scored by Maury Yeston. The movie is going to star Daniel Day-Lewis. Yes, the Daniel Day-Lewis, the twice Oscar-winning Daniel Day-Lewis, who will indeed sing.
It has a great cast overall. We've got Daniel Day-Lewis, Marion Cotillard,
Judi Dench.
Judi Dench, right.
So it's all-star cast, and it's directed by Rob Marshall, who's the director of Chicago, who won an Oscar for Best Picture back in 2003, that probably was. So that's probably something to look out for. I think that's coming out Christmas weekend. Now there's one last movie we're going to talk about. It's also rated PG-13, and it's actually coming out, as far as I know, on the 11th.
The 11th, right, and that would be Envictus, Morgan Freeman's new starring role as Nelson Mandela, directed by Clint Eastwood here, about his presidency in the 1990s and working with the national rugby team of South Africa, the Afrikaans, to win the World Cup of Rugby, thereby uniting his country behind something, even if it's as small as rugby. But since there is a service trip going to South Africa this spring, they've decided to make a fundraising event out of this. Those going will be Katie Birch-Hudson, Amanda Selby, Abby Clevenger, and Seth Gordon. They're going to make a service or a fundraising event out of this. It's going to be at Form 8 from 4:30 to 8:30 on the last day of finals, this next Thursday. Form 8. Any money spent at the theater to see Envictus will go to CIS and to their trip. So I would highly recommend going out to see that, and it'll be a great film.
Yeah, it's a good cause, and it should be really good. I hear Morgan Freeman just does a fantastic job playing Nelson Mandela, and but those times are subject to change. Next Thursday is still probably going to be the day, but listen out in assembly and so on for possible changes to the time. So I think that's all that's coming soon today. So thank you for watching.
Thank you.